Captain Jae-ho Kim stood at the wide window of the Earth ship Horizon *, his dark eyes fixed on the huge space station ahead. The station looked like a giant metal flower with many petals, each one as big as a small city. "Captain, we are ready to dock," said Communications Officer Subin. Her voice was steady, but Jae-ho could hear the excitement beneath it. "Thank you, Subin. Tell the crew to prepare for arrival. This is a historic day for Earth." Jae-ho straightened his blue uniform and touched the Earth flag patch on his shoulder. For over 50 years, humans had known they were not alone in the universe. The Galactic Council had been watching Earth, studying humans from afar. Only last year did they decide humans were civilized enough to talk to. Jae-ho turned to Dr. Hana Park, who was checking her data pad one more time. As the ship's xenobiologist, she was the most excited about meeting alien life forms. "Nervous?" Jae-ho asked. Hana smiled. "Excited. I studied the council files they sent us, but seeing actual aliens up close, it's a dream come true. Just remember the rules. No sudden movements. No showing teeth when you smile. And no touching without permission." The Horizon * shook slightly as it connected to the docking port. Jae-ho gathered his diplomatic team. Hana, Security Chief Do-hyun, and Cultural Officer Yi-jun. "For Earth," Jae-ho said simply as the airlock doors opened. The first thing Jae-ho noticed was the air. It smelled clean but strange, with hints of something like cinnamon. The second thing he noticed was how the welcoming party stood very far back from the door. 3 aliens waited for them. One was tall and thin with blue skin and 4 arms. Another was short and round with scales like a fish. The third looked almost like a walking plant with flowers blooming on its head. "Welcome, humans of Earth," said the blue alien. Its voice came through their translator earpieces. "I am Coordinator Ziv. We are pleased to welcome your species to Council Station." Jae-ho stepped forward and bowed slightly. "Thank you for your welcome. We are honored to represent Earth." As Jae-ho moved, all 3 aliens took a quick step back. Hana noticed this and made a note on her pad. "Please follow us to your quarters. You will have time to rest before meeting the full council tomorrow," Ziv said, keeping a careful distance. As they walked through the station's wide hallways, Jae-ho saw many different alien species. Some walked on 6 legs, others floated above the ground. A few looked like nothing he could describe, but they all had one thing in common. They moved away when they saw the humans coming. "Captain," Hana whispered, "I think they're afraid of us." "That can't be right," Do-hyun said. "We're smaller than most of them." In the main hallway, a large alien that looked like a bear with scales bumped into Jae-ho by accident. The alien made a high squeaking sound and backed away quickly, almost falling over in its rush to create distance. "My deepest apologies, human. No offense meant," it said, its voice shaking. "No problem at all," Jae-ho replied, confused by the extreme reaction. In their private quarters, the human team gathered to talk. "Did you see how they all keep their distance?" Yi-jun asked. "It's like they think we might bite." Hana was reviewing council data on her pad. According to this, Earth is classified as a death world, a planet with extreme conditions. They think we're dangerous just because we survived on Earth. Jae-ho looked out at the stars through their window. "We came here hoping for respect and partnership. It seems we have to prove ourselves first. Tomorrow in the council chamber will be our chance," Hana said. "But I can't help wondering what else they're not telling us about how they see humans." As they prepared for sleep, messages spread through the station. "The humans have arrived. Keep your distance. Don't provoke them. Remember what they did to their own predators on Earth." No one told the humans about these warnings. No one explained why the most advanced species in the galaxy were afraid of them. But they would soon find out. The next morning, Jae-ho and his team stood before massive double doors. They were carved with symbols from all 27 member species of the Galactic Council. Coordinator Ziv led them to this point, but would not go further. When the doors open, walk to the center circle and wait, Ziv said. Speak only when spoken to. The blue alien's four hands kept fidgeting. Are you okay? Hannah asked him. Yes, yes. Just be careful in there. Don't show your teeth. With that, Ziv hurried away. The doors swung open. Before them was the largest room any of them had ever seen. It was shaped like a bowl, with rows of seats rising up on all sides. In each seat was an alien. Some were small and bird-like. Others were huge with many limbs. The air smelled of different scents, some nice, some strange. Forward, Jai-Ho whispered, and the humans walked to the center circle. A tall alien with silver skin and no hair stood up. I am High Counselor Vex. We welcome the representatives of Earth to the Galactic Council. Its voice echoed through the chamber. Thank you, High Counselor, Jai-Ho replied with a small bow. We are honored to. Before you continue, Vex interrupted, I must explain your status here. Earth is being considered for protected species status, not full membership at this time. Jai-Ho frowned. I don't understand. Our invitation. Your invitation was to discuss your place in the galactic community, Vex said. We believe protected species status is most appropriate for humans. Whispers spread among the council members. Hannah leaned close to Jai-Ho. Protected species means they think we need their help to survive. It's like we're children to them. Jai-Ho cleared his throat. High Counselor, with respect, Earth has achieved faster than light travel. We have colonized our solar system. We qualify for full membership according to your own rules. The council chamber grew quiet. Vex looked uncomfortable. Captain Kim, your species has been classified as unpredictable. Your planet's history shows high levels of conflict. We must be cautious. Around, orange aliens stood up. Let's be honest, they're from a death world. They evolved alongside predators. Their bones are too dense, their muscles too strong. They can survive radiation that would kill most of us. More voices joined in. They eat plants and animals. Their world has extreme temperature ranges. Their history is full of violence. Do-hyun, the security chief, stepped forward. Are you afraid of us? The chamber went silent again. Vex spoke carefully. Not afraid. Cautious. Most spacefaring species evolved either as pure prey animals or as peaceful plant eaters. Humans are different. Jai-Ho looked around the room, understanding finally coming to him. You've been watching our planet. You've seen our wars. But have you also seen our art, our music, our efforts for peace? We have, said a small bird-like alien. That is why we contacted you at all. But still, we vote for protected status first. Give us time to know you better. Jai-Ho felt his face grow hot with anger, but he kept his voice calm. We request time to prove that humans deserve full membership. We are not dangerous to those who don't threaten us. The council members talked among themselves. Finally, Vex nodded. You will have one standard week on the station before we vote. You may explore public areas, but please. Vex paused. Please stay away from the biological gardens. We have specimens there that are sensitive. Thank you, High Counselor, Jai-Ho said. We will respect your rules. As they left the chamber, Yi-jun, the cultural officer, spoke quietly. They think we're monsters. No, Hannah replied, checking data on her pad. They think we're predators. And they're not wrong. Humans did evolve as hunters, but we're more than that. Jai-Ho watched as aliens in the hallway moved aside for them. We have 1 week to show them who we really are. What none of them noticed was a small alarm flashing on a control panel. In the biological gardens, something had broken out of its cage. Something dangerous. Something from the outer rim planets. Something that would change everything when it met a human. Dr. Hannah Park could not sleep. The council's words kept playing in her mind. She sat up in her bed and looked at the clock. It was early morning by station time. I might as well explore, she said to herself. She put on her uniform and left a note for the others. The station was quiet. Most aliens were still sleeping. Hannah walked through empty hallways, taking notes on different plants used for decoration. Some looked like earth plants. Others were strange colors or moved on their own. She paused at a large door with a sign in many languages. The earth language part read, "Biological Gardens. Council members only." Hannah remembered Vex's warning to stay away, but she was a xenobiologist. Studying alien life forms was her job. "I'll just look from the doorway," she told herself. No harm in that. She pressed her hand to the panel beside the door. To her surprise, it opened. The security system must not have been updated to block humans yet. Inside was the most beautiful place Hannah had ever seen. It was like a giant greenhouse filled with plants from hundreds of worlds. Small streams ran between garden beds. Colorful insects flew through the air. The ceiling was clear, showing the stars above. "Amazing," Hannah whispered, stepping inside. She couldn't resist. She had to see more. She walked slowly, recording everything on her datapad. There were sections for each planet's plants. Some needed special lights or different air. Deep in the garden, Hannah found a section marked with red warning signs. Inside were plants with teeth, plants that could move, plants that glowed in strange colors. "Dangerous species," she read on the sign. "From extreme environments." A loud crash came from nearby. Hannah jumped and turned around. Something had knocked over a large pot. "Hello," she called. "Is someone there?" A low growl was the only answer. From behind a tall blue tree stepped the most terrifying creature Hannah had ever seen. It was huge, bigger than an earth tiger. It had dark gray fur with silver stripes. Its eyes glowed yellow in the dim light. 6 strong legs moved silently on the garden floor. Its mouth showed teeth as long as Hannah's fingers. Hannah froze. The creature growled again, showing more teeth. At that moment, alarms began to sound throughout the station. A voice spoke in many languages. "Warning! Warning! Containment breach in the biological gardens. Nexus wolf has escaped. All personnel evacuate immediately. Security teams respond." The creature, the Nexus wolf, moved closer to Hannah. Its yellow eyes never left her face. Hannah knew she should run. Every part of her brain was screaming danger. But she remembered her training. Many predators chase things that run. "Stay calm," she whispered to herself. "Don't show fear." The Nexus wolf tilted its head, as if confused by her reaction. Hannah heard doors slam open. Security teams were coming. Their heavy boots made the wolf's ears twitch. It growled louder, now looking in 2 directions, at Hannah and at the approaching guards. The first guard appeared at the end of the garden path. He was tall with 4 arms, each holding a different weapon. When he saw the wolf near Hannah, he stopped suddenly. "Human, don't move," he shouted. "It's a Nexus wolf from the outer rim. Most dangerous predator in the galaxy. We'll try to distract it so you can escape." More guards appeared. They spread out, pointing weapons at the wolf. The creature backed up until it was only a few steps from Hannah. It was cornered. Hannah saw the fear in the guards' eyes. They were more afraid than she was. "Wait," she called to them. "Don't shoot. You'll make it attack." "Stand back, human," the lead guard shouted. "You don't understand what that creature can do." But Hannah did understand. The wolf was scared and angry. It needed to be calmed down. Without thinking about what she was doing, Hannah slowly raised her hand toward the snarling predator. Every guard gasped in horror. Time seemed to stop as Hannah's hand moved toward the Nexus wolf. The security guards were frozen in place. No one breathed. No one moved. "Don't do it," the lead guard whispered. "It will tear your arm off." The wolf's yellow eyes watched Hannah's hand come closer. Its large ears twitched. Its growl became softer, but it didn't move away. On screens all over the station, aliens watched the security camera feed. In the human quarters, Jai-Ho woke up to alarms and saw Hana on his room screen. His face went pale. "Hana." "No," he shouted, but she couldn't hear him. In the command center, High Counselor Vex and a dozen other council members watched in horror. "We must stop this," one said. "It's too late," Vex replied. "If we distract either of them now, the wolf will attack." Back in the garden, Hana's hand was now just inches from the wolf's face. She could feel its hot breath. She kept her movements slow and smooth. "It's okay," she said softly. "I won't hurt you." The Nexus wolf sniffed her hand. Its growl stopped. Then, to everyone's shock, it pushed its head forward and touched Hana's fingers with its nose. A collective gasp echoed through the station. Hana smiled and gently touched the wolf's fur. It was thick and surprisingly soft. The wolf made a new sound, not a growl, but a rumbling purr. "Good boy," Hana said, moving her fingers to scratch behind its ear. The wolf's eyes half closed in pleasure. It leaned into Hana's hand, almost knocking her over. She laughed and used both hands to pet its massive head. In the command center, council members were shouting over each other. "Impossible. It must be drugged." "No," I checked. "The wolf is fully alert." But no one touches a Nexus wolf in lives. Vex silenced them with a raised hand. "It seems we have much to learn about humans." Jai-Ho ran through the station hallways, followed by Do-hyun and Yi-jun. They pushed past shocked aliens who pointed at screens showing Hana and the wolf. When they reached the garden entrance, guards stopped them. "Let us through," Jai-Ho demanded. "That's our crew member." "It's too dangerous," the guard said. Then he looked at the screen beside him. Or maybe not. The guard stepped aside. Jai-Ho and the others rushed in. They stopped at the edge of the garden clearing. What they saw amazed them. Hana was sitting on the ground. The massive Nexus wolf was lying beside her, its head in her lap. She was calmly petting it like it was a large dog. "Hana," Jai-Ho called softly. She looked up and smiled. "Captain, you have to feel this fur. It's amazing." The wolf opened one eye to look at the newcomers but didn't move. "Dr. Park," Yi-jun said slowly, "do you realize what you're doing?" "Petting an alien animal," she replied. "That's not just any animal," Do-hyun said. "According to the station alerts, that's a Nexus wolf. It's killed hundreds of people across 3 star systems." Hana looked down at the wolf, which was now making a rumbling sound of contentment. But he's so sweet once he calms down." A new group entered the garden. It was High Counselor Vex and several other council members. They stayed far back, staring in disbelief. "In 3,000 years of galactic history," Vex said, "no one has ever tamed a Nexus wolf. They are the most feared predators in known space." "I didn't tame him," Hana said. "I just showed him I wasn't a threat. Most predators don't attack unless they feel threatened or hungry." The wolf rolled onto its back. Hana rubbed its belly. Its back leg thumped against the ground in pleasure. Videos of the human petting the deadly wolf spread across the galaxy within hours. On thousands of worlds, aliens watched in amazement and fear. "What are these humans?" they asked each other. "What kind of species can touch the untouchable?" The Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. The human team sat in a special room. It was bigger than before. The council had moved them to better quarters after what happened with the wolf. Ta Wu Li, the ship's engineer, was looking at files the council had just shared with them. His eyes grew wide as he read. "Captain, you need to see this," he said to Jai-Ho. Jai-Ho looked at the screen. "What am I looking at?" "It's data about different species and how they evolved. Look at the humans compared to others." The screen showed colorful charts. Each alien species had 2 main scores: predator traits and social traits. Most aliens had high scores in one area, but low in the other. Species like the Vex were highly social that had almost no predator traits. Others were good hunters but didn't work well in groups. Humans were different. Their chart showed high scores in both areas. "We're the only ones," Tawu said. "The only species with high levels of both predatory and cooperative instincts." Hana nodded. "That makes sense. On Earth, we evolved as pack hunters. We had to be good at working together and at hunting." Jaiho frowned. "So that's why they fear us. We're predators who can work together. And who can understand other predators," Hana added, thinking of the wolf who now had a name. Max. The station keepers had asked Hana to help move Max back to a better cage. The door opened. Min Ji-yoon, their data specialist, rushed in. Her face was excited. "I did it. I got into their hidden files." "You hacked the council records?" Jaiho asked, concerned. "That could cause problems." "They're keeping secrets from us," Minji said. "Big ones. Look what I found." She showed them her pad. It had old records about Earth. Earth wasn't just watched, she explained. It was quarantined. The Council put up hidden satellites to keep other aliens away from our solar system 300 years ago. "Why?" Do-hyun asked. "Not because they feared human violence," Minji said. "They feared what humans might do to the balance of power." "What does that mean?" Jaiho asked. "There's a note here from an early study of Earth. It says, 'These humans have an unusual ability to bond with predator species on their planet. They have taken wolves, their planet's apex hunters, and turned them into loyal companions called dogs. They ride large herbivores. They train birds of prey. If they ever reach the stars, they might do the same with species like the Nexus wolf or the Void Runners. This could upset the careful balance we maintain.'" Everyone was quiet for a moment. "They kept us isolated because they feared we would make friends with the wrong animals?" Yi-jun asked, laughing a little. "Not just that," Minji said. "There's more. The Council is divided into two main groups: the prey species, who are the majority, and the predator species, who are fewer but have more physical power. They maintain a careful balance. They feared humans would naturally side with predator species and change everything." "But we don't automatically side with anyone," Jaiho said. "We know that," Hana replied. "They don't." A sound came from Minji's pad, an alarm. "Someone's coming to our quarters," she said. "A large group." Jaiho stood up. "Hide those files. Everyone act normal. Remember, we still need to convince them to give us full membership." The door opened. High Counselor Vex entered with 10 other council members. Some looked angry. Others seemed curious. One small, furry alien kept hide behind the others. "Captain Kim," Vex said formally. "After much debate, the Council has decided to reclassify humans." "As full members?" Jaiho asked hopefully. "No," Vex replied. "As something else entirely. We need to talk about your species' unusual abilities and what they mean for the galaxy." The small furry alien peeked out from behind Vex. "And we need to ask about these dogs you have on Earth." The main council chamber was full. All 27 member species had sent representatives. The seats were packed with aliens of every shape and color. News of the human and the Nexus wolf had spread fast. Jaiho stood in the center circle with his team. They looked small compared to the huge room around them. High Counselor Vex raised his four hands for quiet. The room fell silent. "We gather today to discuss the human question," Vex announced. "The incident with the Nexus wolf has forced us to reconsider what humans are." A tall, thin alien with green skin stood up. "I propose we classify humans as an alpha species, beings capable of dominating apex predators." "This is unprecedented." A wave of worried sounds filled the room. Another council member, who looked like a large insect, clicked its mandibles loudly. "If humans can control predator species, they are too dangerous. We should isolate Earth immediately." "We are not dangerous," Jaiho called out. The room went quiet. "We don't want to control anyone or anything. We seek cooperation, not dominance." "Then explain what happened with the Nexus wolf," Vex asked. Hannah stepped forward. It wasn't control. It was understanding. On Earth, humans evolved alongside predators. We learned to read their body language. We learned when they're afraid, when they're angry, when they're curious. The wolf was scared and confused. I just showed it I wasn't a threat. But your people turned wolves into dogs, asked the small furry alien who had been curious before. Yes, Hannah said. Over thousands of years, wolves and humans formed a partnership. We helped each other hunt. We protected each other. Eventually, this created dogs, animals that work with humans by choice. By choice, several aliens asked at once, confused. Jai-Ho nodded. Yes, we don't force animals to help us. We form bonds with them. It's a relationship that benefits both sides. Yi-Jun, the cultural officer, stepped forward with a datapad. With your permission, I would like to show some examples. Vex nodded, and Yi-Jun sent files to the main screen. The council watched videos from Earth, humans working with dogs to find lost people, horses carrying humans across fields, falcons hunting with human partners, and even clips of people who worked with big cats and bears. These are all predators from your world, asked a fish-like alien, eyes wide. Some are. Others are prey animals, Hannah explained. The point is that humans don't see animals as things to control. We see them as partners. The council members talked among themselves. Some looked frightened. Others seemed impressed. A large rocky alien spoke in a deep voice. I see opportunity here. The outer colonies have been plagued by dangerous creatures. Perhaps humans could help with these problems. Or perhaps, argued another, they would make these creatures into an army. Imagine Nexus wolves trained to attack. The chamber erupted in arguments. Some council members wanted to work with humans. Others wanted to keep them far away. Jai-Ho raised his hands. Please, may I speak? Vex nodded for him to continue. Council members, I understand your fears, but look at our history. Yes, humans have fought wars, but we have also made peace. We have the ability to fight, but we prefer to create. We can understand predators, but we don't want to use them as weapons. Jai-Ho walked to the center of the circle. Earth has much to offer the galaxy. Our art, our music, our science, and yes, our unique understanding of other species. We don't seek to change the balance of the council. We seek to join it, as equals. A thoughtful silence fell over the chamber. Let us test these humans, suggested a bird-like alien with bright feathers. If they truly seek peace, let them prove it. What kind of test? Vex asked. The frontier worlds have problems with dangerous creatures. Let the humans help solve one such problem. Then we will know their true intentions. Vex looked at Jai-Ho. Would you accept such a challenge, Captain? Jai-Ho looked at his team. They all nodded. We accept, he said firmly. Then it is decided, Vex announced. The humans will face the test. No one noticed Vice Captain Jun Seo Kang frowning in the back of the human group. He leaned close to Do-hyun and whispered, This feels like a trap. The Horizon dropped out of faster-than-light travel near a small blue planet. On the bridge, Captain Jai-Ho looked at the world growing larger on the view screen. Takura 3, he read from the data. Newest colony in the Outer Rim. Population 5,000. Main export, rare minerals. Beside him, Vice Captain Jun Seo Kang frowned. And home to a deadly predator problem they conveniently couldn't solve themselves. You still think it's a trap? Jai-Ho asked quietly. I think some council members want us to fail, Jun Seo replied. Maybe even get killed. Hannah joined them on the bridge, carrying her datapad. I've been studying the reports about these shadow stalkers. They're large predators, about the size of earth lions. They have black fur that absorbs light. They hunt at night and have killed over 30 colonists in the past month. And the local authorities can't stop them. Do-hyun asked. They've tried everything. Traps, fences, poison. Nothing works. The shadow stalkers are too smart. Jai-Ho nodded. Then we'll have to be smarter. The Horizon landed at the small colony port. Council observers were already waiting. 3 aliens who would watch everything the humans did. One was from Vex's species. The others were new to the human team. The colony governor met them at the landing pad. He was tall with scaly skin and 6 eyes that blinked in different patterns. "So you're the humans who think you can solve our predator problem," he said, not sounding friendly. "Many have tried. All have failed. We'd like to try a different approach," Jai-Ho said politely. "First, we need to understand the shadow stalkers better." The governor made a clicking sound. "Understand them. They're killers." "What's to understand?" "Every predator has patterns," Hannah explained. "Things that drive their behavior. If we learn those patterns, we can find solutions." "You have 1 week," the governor said. "After that, I'm ordering my people to burn down the forest where they hide." "That won't be necessary," Jai-Ho assured him. "We just need access to your records and permission to go where the attacks happened." Later, in the small building given to the humans, they studied maps and attack reports. "Look at this," Hannah said, pointing to her pad. "All attacks happened after dark, but not at the same time each night. So they don't have a fixed hunting schedule," Do-hyun noted. "And here, the attacks started 6 months ago, right after the colony opened a new mining area." Hannah circled a spot on the map. Jai-Ho leaned closer. "Could the mining have disturbed their territory?" Hannah nodded. "But there's more. The colony is using sonic drills that make a high-pitched noise. Humans can't hear it, but animals might. It could be driving them crazy," Ta-Woo suggested, "making them aggressive." Jai-Ho stood up. "We need to see these mining operations." The next day, the human team visited the mines. Huge machines drilled into the ground, looking for rare metals. Even the humans could feel vibrations in the ground. "Record everything," Jai-Ho told Hannah, "especially any sounds that might affect local wildlife." That night, they set up a small camp at the edge of the forest. The council observers watched nervously from a safe distance. "What are you doing?" one called out. "It's dangerous to be here after dark." "We need to see the shadow stalkers in their natural environment," Hannah replied, "to understand them." "You're using yourselves as bait," the observer said, horrified. Jai-Ho smiled. "Sometimes you need to get close to danger to understand it." As darkness fell, strange sounds came from the forest. Low growls and rustling movements. The observers retreated to their ship. But the humans stayed, watching and listening. Hannah's equipment picked up unusual sounds, high-pitched tones coming from the mining area, almost beyond human hearing. "The sonic drills," she whispered. "They're still running at night. The sound is bouncing off the mountains and into the forest." Jai-Ho nodded. "So the shadow stalkers aren't attacking because they're naturally aggressive. They're attacking because the sound is driving them mad," Hannah finished. "It's like torture to their sensitive ears." Yellow eyes appeared in the darkness, watching the humans. Many pairs of eyes. "Don't move," Jai-Ho whispered. "They're here." Morning came to Tekura 3. The humans had survived the night. The shadow stalkers had come close but did not attack. They just watched with their yellow eyes. "They were curious about us," Hannah said at breakfast. "Not immediately hostile." Jai-Ho nodded. "But the mining sounds are making them aggressive over time. We need to find their main den and see how many there are." Do-hyun laid out a plan. "We should track them back to their home. Old-style hunting, like our ancestors did on Earth." The council observers could not believe what they were hearing. "You want to follow the most dangerous predators on this planet back to their den?" one asked, shocked. "That's suicide." "Not if we understand them," Jai-Ho replied. "We evolved as hunters ourselves. We know how to do this." That day, the human team prepared. They made special earplugs that would block the painful mining sounds, but still let them hear normal noises. They'd brought cameras, water, and emergency medical kits. They wore dark clothes to blend into the forest. The governor gave them one last warning. No one who has gone looking for their den has returned. We'll be back, Jai-Ho promised. And with a solution to your problem. They entered the forest at midday. Do-hyun led the way, looking for signs of the shadow stalkers. He found footprints, broken branches, and fur caught on thorns. This way, he said, pointing deeper into the woods. They traveled this path recently. They walked for hours. The forest grew darker as the trees became thicker. Strange plants glowed with soft light. Flying creatures with 6 wings darted between branches. Beautiful, Hana whispered, recording everything on her datapad. As evening approached, they found fresh tracks. Very fresh. We're close, Do-hyun warned. Stay alert. Around a large rock formation, they found the entrance to a cave. Deep scrapes marked the stone around it. The ground was covered with bones of local animals. This is it, Jai-Ho said quietly. Their den. Suddenly, a loud sound came from the cave. A painful screech that hurt their ears even through the plugs. The humans covered their ears. It's the mining sound, Hana shouted. It's bouncing off the rock walls and getting trapped in the cave. It's even worse in there. From inside the cave came angry growls. Then, a massive shadow stalker leaped out. It was bigger than the others they had seen. Its black fur seemed to swallow the light around it. Its yellow eyes showed pain and rage. It saw the humans and roared. Behind it, more shadow stalkers appeared. Don't run, Jai-Ho ordered. Stand your ground. The lead shadow stalker charged at them. Do-hyun stepped forward to protect the others. The creature slammed into him, knocking him down. Its claws cut deep into his arm. Do-hyun, Jai-Ho shouted, pulling his injured friend back. Blood soaked Do-hyun's sleeve. He gritted his teeth against the pain. The shadow stalker prepared to attack again. The others formed a circle around the humans. We need to stop that sound, Hana said urgently. It's driving them mad. Jai-Ho thought fast. He pulled out their emergency radio and called the mining station. This is Captain Kim. Shut down the sonic drills immediately. Emergency code Alpha. After a few seconds, the painful sound stopped. The sudden silence was shocking. The shadow stalkers paused, seeming confused. Their ears twitched. Their growls became less angry. While Jai-Ho bandaged Do-hyun's arm, Hana did something no one expected. She stepped toward the lead shadow stalker. Hana. No, Jai-Ho called. But Hana knew what she was doing. She moved slowly, keeping her body low and non-threatening. She made soft sounds, like a mother cat to her kittens. The huge predator watched her, still tense but no longer attacking. The sound was hurting them, Hana said quietly. They were attacking because they were in pain. From the cave, small squeaking sounds came. Baby shadow stalkers, no bigger than house cats, peeked out. They were protecting their young, Hana realized. The mining sound was hurting the babies worst of all. The lead shadow stalker looked at Hana, then at its young, then back at Hana. Slowly, its aggressive stance relaxed. From the trees, the council observers watched in amazement as history repeated itself. Another human, another deadly predator, another impossible connection being made. 1 week later, the human delegation returned to the council station. This time, no one moved away when they walked through the hallways. Instead, aliens watched them with new eyes, with wonder and respect. The Horizon Asterisk had brought special guests. 2 council observers and a small shadow stalker cub. Its mother had allowed Hana to bring the injured cub for treatment. The little predator stayed close to Hana, following her like a puppy. The solution on Tekura 3 had been simple. The humans helped the colony adjust their mining equipment to remove the harmful sounds. They created a protected area for the shadow stalkers to live without disturbance. Within days, the attacks stopped completely. The council chamber was more crowded than ever before. Representatives from all 27 species wanted to see the humans who had solved the predator problem that no one else could fix. High Counselor Vex stood at the center of the chamber. For the first time, he looked at Jai-Ho with clear respect. "Captain Kim and the people of Earth," Vex announced, "the Council has reached a decision about your status." The room fell silent. "After witnessing your actions on Takura 3, and reviewing the full reports of how you solved the problem without violence, we have voted to grant Earth full membership in the Galactic Council." Cheers and applause filled the chamber. Jai-Ho smiled and bowed slightly. However, Vex continued when the noise died down. "We have also created a new classification for your species. You will be known as a guardian species." "What does that mean?" Jai-Ho asked. A bird-like council member stepped forward. "It means you have a special role. Your unique ability to understand and connect with predator species makes you valuable in ways we never expected." "We propose a treaty," Vex said. "Earth will help with dangerous predator problems across Council space. In return, you will receive advanced technology and protection for your worlds." Jai-Ho looked at his team. They all nodded. "We accept," he said, "but with one condition. We don't just want to solve problems. We want to prevent them. Many of these conflicts happen because you don't understand predator species." "What do you suggest?" Vex asked. "An interspecies ranger program," Hannah said, stepping forward with the Shadow Stalker cub in her arms, "where humans can work with other species to protect and study predators, not just control them." The council members talked among themselves. Finally, Vex nodded. "Agreed. Earth will establish the first Galactic Ranger program. Dr. Park, would you consider leading the xenobiology research?" Hannah smiled. "I would be honored." 3 months later, Hannah stood in a new wildlife preserve on a distant planet. Around her were predator species from a dozen different worlds, creatures that other species considered untamable. A grown Nexus wolf sat calmly at her feet. The Shadow Stalker cub, now bigger, played with a small earth dog Hannah had brought from home. Other humans were there too, learning to work with the animals. And more surprisingly, aliens from other species watched and learned how to approach predators without fear. On the council station, a special meeting was taking place. Jai-Ho watched from a seat that now belonged to Earth. "These humans continue to surprise us," one council member said. "In just 3 months, they have solved predator problems that troubled us for years. And they have begun teaching others their ways," another added. "Even my people, who have feared predators for thousands of years, are learning to understand them." High Counselor Vex looked thoughtful. "Perhaps this is why humans were meant to join us. Not to upset our balance, but to complete it." As the meeting continued, Jai-Ho thought about how far they had come. From being feared as dangerous predators themselves to being respected as guardians who bridged the gap between different kinds of life. All because Hannah had reached out her hand to pet a Nexus wolf. The galaxy would never be the same, and for the first time in a long time, many species looked to the future not with fear, but with hope. And on Earth, when they heard the news, people began preparing for a much bigger adventure than they had ever imagined. The stars were waiting.